Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to make this short little EV video because I don't know if you've ever seen it before, and I just printed this off and I didn't do a very good job. So just flick to a screen and bring it back, but I don't have time to do that. This right here, can you see? There you go. That's called the bell curve. And everyone talks about it and blah, 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 blah. So, if you're sitting there and you're thinking, hey, I want to go get an electric car. I want to go get an EV. I want to go get a Tesla. Or I want to get a Lightning. And I suggest the Lightning over the Teslas. There's a reason for that. But it may not work for you. But if you're more than just one person fitting in a car, Lightning's the way to go. I would love to test out one of those Rivian R1S's, but no one has one where I live in a city of 1.5 million people. I can't find one, haven't seen one. I really would like to check it out to see how it works. But anyways, we're here to talk about mass EV adoption, and man, let me tell you, the United States is stuck $1.5 trillion behind this. Just recently, they want to get this going. And every other country out there, pretty much, is trying to put money behind the mass adoption of electric vehicles. But I want to point something out that nobody seems to be putting out in 2023. So write this down. It's 2023. Is mass adoption started? And I say, no. Nowhere close. And there's a reason for that. You know what that reason is? Charging. Doesn't exist. You can charge at home, but nowhere else. Don't get me going about how many superchargers there are and how Tesla's opening it up to blah, 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 blah. I looked at the charging things. I don't understand. The Tesla charging thing is better than anyone else's. Period. And the arrogance and lobbying of all the other OEMs not to use it blows my mind. Now's the time. Because there isn't really that many EVs on the road. Oh, you see a Tesla driving around here or there. I have yet to see another Lightning on the road while I'm driving on the road. And I'm almost 30,000 kilometers in a year. 30,000 kilometers in a year. I can't remember the last time I did that. So why do I think that mass EV adoption, probably 2030, if we're lucky. And this is why. So, got this bell curve. Remember I showed you the bell curve? You have your start and you have your finish. You have your start where nobody's using it, and you have your finish where everyone is using it. It never gets to 100%, by the way. And the reason is, it takes hundreds of years to get to 100%. We don't see people commuting with horses anymore. So we have 100% adoption of not using a horse anymore. And that took a long time, let me tell you. Now, people use it for recreation, but, we don't use it to commute anymore. So, we started here. What year did we start? Well, technically speaking, over 100 years ago. The electric car was already out and running around. It just happened to get displaced by the Model T. And that's a whole other video. Then we started getting some adoption, and everybody thinks we're over here on the way up of this bell curve or S curve. And I say, it's not even off the ground. And there's a reason for that. One, F-350 diesel. We don't have anything that can replace it. Period. You want to put an RV on the back of a truck and go across the country. F-350. Thank you. End of story. There's other products out there similar to it, but honestly, just get an F-350. Now, do we have mass adoption? Everybody wants one, but here's the kicker. If you only have one car, they're extremely expensive. And I mean extremely expensive. The cheapest one you can find is a Chevy Bolt, and a Chevy Bolt is not an EV that you can make a case for that this is your only car. It is a city car, period. Maybe go on the highway a little bit, but no way you're where I live going to Banff and back in a Bolt in the winter. Not happening. Not happening. Just not happening. So why would you buy one? Well, you're going to try and buy one because you're a GM fan. A friend of mine's a GM fan. Every time he wants a truck, gets a Silverado. He'll never consider anything else. GM knows it. But that's beside the point. So Tesla's going to make, and this is what I gave. So you have your curve. This is time. This is your starting. And people start making this start. Oh, it's taking off. There are approximately 1.2 million. Nope. 120 million cars and trucks, not transports, cars and trucks, passenger vehicles on the roads right now, today, in North America, Canada, US. 120 million. Okay? Do the math. Well, I'm giving Tesla that they're going to make 2 million cars this year. Okay? Mostly Model Ys. And all the other car manufacturers combined, I'm going to say, is 2 million. And that is extremely generous. All of them combined. I mean, everyone you can find everywhere, even those three-wheel dummy things that, whatever. Doesn't matter. If it's a car and it's on the road and you go to and from work in the store with it, it counts. Okay? So, Tesla's going to make 2 million. All the others are going to make 2 million. That's 4 million cars. Tesla's 2 million is worldwide, not North America. But if every car they made was only sold in North America, and all the other EV makers, and you know, they got to make decent EVs, because like we don't even want to talk about some of them that are just terrible. Like I wouldn't buy them. Even if they gave me one, I'd sell it to somebody else. 2 million. That's 4 million. Divided by 120 million. That means it will take 30 years at the current production rate to give for everyone to go out and buy a car. Well, I already have my Lightning, and I can tell you right now, 30 years from now, I've never had a car for 30 years, ever, as a daily commuter. The most I ever got was out of my Dodge Ram truck, and it was not daily, but I did drive it for 20 years, put 400,000 kilometers on the thing. Okay, it fell apart on me. I had 400,000 kilometers hauling dirt, gravel, dump trailers, dump runs, you name it. I used it as a truck. But, so my new Lightning, which replaced all my other vehicles, you know, there's no way I'm making 30 years. So the increased production will cover off us guys in 10, 15 years. Got to get a new one. I'll be faster than that, just to let you know. So where are we? So this is why mass production or mass adoption is not going to happen. We are right here at 2%. In fact, I don't even think we're here. I think we're between the 2% and the start is where we're actually at. We're not over here. We're not on this incline up. Everybody wants one, but there's no charging. And they are starting. The MBAs have come in and they're starting to make the battery pack smaller. Oh, well, you don't need a bigger battery pack. You can plug in and charge on your road trip. Nuh-uh. Unless you got an 800 volt system for charging and the charger charges at 250 kilowatts an hour, forget it. And there's no way that's out there. Where I live, none of that exists. None. Not within 1,000 kilometers. Okay? 1,000 kilometers. Then within 1,000 kilometers of my house. There's none of that. Doesn't exist. Forget it. Are there chargers? Yeah, there's chargers, but there's nothing. It does not exist. And if that does not exist, you're not going to get your mass adoption. Did you know that the Model T, when it came out and everyone started to buy that, the only place you could buy gasoline was a pharmacy? You went in with your little jerry cans, you filled them up, you stuck them in the, filled up, them, went back in, filled them up, stuck them in the back, and you only went maybe, the Model T only went 40 kilometers, 50 kilometers, okay? That's it, that's all it went, right? Only went like 30 miles. That's all it did, 30 miles. And you had to fill it up. So people did short little trips, short little trips. That's where we are with the EVs right now, today. Short little trips, short little trips, short little trips. And they're not big enough. You got 3 kids and a dog? Or 4 kids? Forget it. Where's the minivan? Where's the minivan that does 550 kilometers on the highway at 110 kilometers an hour? Where is it? Doesn't exist. Forget it. We don't have one. You're going to buy a Lightning. You got 3 kids and a dog, you're buying a Lightning. It's the only thing that would work for you. Nothing else will work. So I think we're right here. Right here. Right there. On the bell curve. This is where we are today. Right there. With Tesla making 2 million cars a year. But remember, that's worldwide. They're not selling 2 million in the United States of America, in Canada. They're not doing that at all. In fact, they can't. Oh, Berlin just hit 5,000 cars a week. Okay? I'm assuming this year they hit 2 million. Okay? That's what I'm assuming, 2023. So according to this, with everybody executing perfectly and really putting their brains and resources into making EVs, and I don't know why they call them BEVs now. That's just because some marketer somewhere wanted to say, I have an EV, but it also has a gasoline engine. So why? I don't know. But the key is, if they put everything into this, and I mean everything, we're talking 2040. Easy. Before we hit here. Before we're even in this category here. Right here. We're not even here. We're in here. And that's with everybody. Absolutely everybody. Paying up for their cars. Paying too much for them. And buying crappy ones. Because there's a lot of crappy cars out there. I'm not buying a crappy EV. Just not. I did it. Bought a Ford Focus electric. It was crappy. I got rid of it. That guy got rid of it. And for all I know, I don't know where it is. But I do know this. It was extremely expensive and it was a crappy electric car. Oh, I could go to the store and back. And that's about it. Couldn't do anything else. So give me an electric vehicle that, 1, does what it says it's going to do, which is rare. 2, operates in the cold, which they don't. My Lightning is about the best there is. Recently compared to a Model Y owner who took delivery last August. He's not very happy, and it's got a heat pump. Anyways, we gotta make a video on that, but busy. So mass adoption, not happening. Even with 4 million EVs being built this year, and let's say 2023 is 4 million. Let's say it goes up by 1 million a year. So we're 4 million this year total. Next year, 2024, we're 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. Okay? That would be absolutely phenomenal growth of manufacturing an item. And that's with everybody hitting their goals. And I can tell you right now, I don't think they're going to be able to. Tesla's not going to. They're not going to hit their goals. That Cybertruck, well, I don't even want to talk about it, 2024. End of 2024. And that's where it is. So no mass adoption. So go out there, buy the most fuel efficient vehicle you can get, mitigate your expenses. But we're 10 years, easy 10 years, before there'll be an actual selection of electric cars that you'll want to buy that are reasonably priced. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day, a great week, a great month. And I'll see you in the future.